Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's official prices. So right off the bat, we've got the Combat Patrol World Eaters, and this thing is coming in right where we would expect with all the other Combat Patrols, $160 USD or $190 Canadian. And if we do the full breakdown here in blue, we see the Juggernaut coming in at $65 MSRP. Each squad of 10 Berzerkers is $65 MSRP, and then we had the Jackals, 10 of those for $55. If we add all that up together, comes out to a total of $250 MSRP for the individual components. And if we factor in the $160 price of the Combat Patrol, we see that this is a 36% savings over purchasing the individual components. So it is definitely a nice deal and definitely a solid composition for a start to a corn army. So very cool. World Eaters Combat Patrol coming in at 36% off MSRP and definitely a bargain. Really nice set and long been waited for. It's finally here now, and I know people have got to be super excited to get their hands on these. And after building some of these World Eaters and starting to paint them as well, I can say that the quality of the kits is absolutely outstanding. The Juggernaut is very cool, and you end up with an entire extra rider. And I went ahead and did a weapon/arm swap and go ahead and convert him into a master of executions. So ended up getting a free little $33.50 model out of the set as well. And there is tons of extra bits, really nice quality kits. Definitely very, very high on the World Eaters line, as the quality of the kits and the sculpts and everything is just top notch. And we did actually see Games Workshop or Warhammer Community come in and edit this article after it was published. So if you already took a look at this or watched my previous video, this was not in it. So we're just going to touch on this really quick, even though we don't have the specific prices for the individual items. We have the Made to Order Champions of Chaos has been added in. The long war against the corpse-worshipping cult of the Imperium has seen the rise and fall of many infamous champions of chaos. Add a bit of nostalgic flair to your Heretic Astartes collection with this made-to-order run of classic characters and fan-favorite miniatures taken from across the Traitor Legions. These kits will be available to order for 9 days between the 29th of April and 8 a.m. BST on the 7th of May, and they can take up to 180 days to arrive. So there is a 6-month lead time or up to 6-month lead time on these miniatures, but it may be one of, if not the last opportunity to pick them up, as most of them have a new nice plastic sculpt model that is far superior. But if you are after these old nostalgic guys, this is a great opportunity obviously to get your hands on them. So we have the old Abaddon the Despoiler, and then we have Typhus the Plague Lord of Nurgle, Amon of the Thousand Suns, we have Fabius Bile of Bile's Creations, and then of course the old Karn the Betrayer model for the World Eaters. And then we have a generic Chaos Lord with Power Fist and Combi Melta, generic Chaos Lord with Power Axe and Plasma Pistol. And then we see these are like the 4 random Chaos Bros, one from each of the main 4 Chaos Gods. And then we see the old Demon Prince model as well. And all of these should be coming back in metal, with the exception of the Demon Prince. He is resin. And next we have Warhammer Underworlds Wyrdhollow. So this is the new expansion for Warhammer Underworlds, and it is $95 USD or $125 Canadian. And just to double check, as I did have some questions on the last video, anybody that is really familiar, and please only answer in the comments if you're 100% sure on this, do the Warhammer Underworlds expansions include everything you need to play the game, or do you still need one of the actual starter sets? I was under the impression that the expansions are fully contained, but I just want to make sure, as I did have quite a few people asking. So if you do know for sure about the expansions, please let me know down below in the comments. And this is a cool set, has tons of stuff inside, and then obviously the 2 warbands are some beautiful looking models, some of the best sculpts from Games Workshop by far. All right, and now we are on to the new paint sets. So we have the base paint set first. So I went through and grinded out the math real quick on these. So you do get 15 paints in this set. Each one is individually priced at $4.55. If we add that all up, it comes out to $68.25. and the MSRP on the base paint set is $55 or $65 Canadian. So that gives us a roughly 19% savings. So just about 20% off buying the individual paints. So essentially every 4 paints that you're buying at full price, you're getting 1 for free, which is not bad. So you're basically paying for 12 paints and then you're getting 3 free ones. But I like to use that as a good metric to decide if I should buy something. Was I already planning on buying 12 of the paints that are in the set? And then are the 3 paints that I'm getting for free out of the set actually ones that I need or want? Or am I basically just being forced to buy a specific 12 paints that I don't necessarily even want? And I think that's the best way for me to break it down personally when I'm looking to buy a purchase, etc. So in this case, it is nice to see these paints at about 20% off. It is a good deal, and overall the composition of the paint sets is pretty good. So if you are after some Citadel paints, maybe you haven't tried them out before or you've only tried a couple, I do think these paint sets are a good start. All right, so moving on here next, we have our layer paint set. Again, 15 paints in this set, $4.55 each. Comes out to $68.25. And once again, the MSRP, $55 or $65 Canadian. So again, same thing, 19% savings, just about 20% off. Buy 4, get 1 free. Times that out 3 times and you get this paint set. And again, it really just comes down to, were you planning on picking up these individual paints? Because if you were going to pick up most of these anyway, might as well get them in this nice little bundle deal and save yourself about 20%. All right, and next we have the contrast paint set. And so the contrast and shade paint sets only include 9 paints. They do come in a larger container and they are normally more expensive. So in this case, the contrast paint set, as a matter of fact, all these paint sets are $55 USD or $65 Canadian. So at 9 paints at $7.80 each, that comes out to $70.20. So with the $55 price tag, we do get a little bit over what we got on the other sets, 22% savings on this. So we're basically getting about 2 of these paints for free. So as long as the first 7 paints in this set are nice, you can take the last 2 for free. So I think overall, good set right here. I do really like the composition of this set. There's a couple of choices I don't think are necessarily ideal, but I think people will overall get a nice idea what to expect from the contrast line. They'll get some of the various like super contrasty paints and a couple of the less contrast, better coverage paints. And I think that gives an accurate representation of essentially what the contrast paints have to offer. So really nice set here for the contrast paints. And this is one of the few times, if ever, Games Workshop has offered a discount on the contrast line. Hopefully this is a permanent addition to the range. Although at this point in time, we just assume that everything will be temporary. So if you haven't tried out the contrast paints yet, or you've been using Slapchop and some of the alternative brands of paints or something like that, I think for 55 bucks, this is a great opportunity for you to basically jump into the contrast range and see how you like them. I am very confident in saying that a lot of people out there are using a far inferior product and just don't realize how much better the contrast line really is. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. And last but not least, we have our shade paint set. So 9 paints in this set, $7.80 each, comes out to $70.20. MSRP of $55 USD or $65 Canadian. Again, gives us a 22% savings over retail value. So if you're going to pick these up at MSRP, again, you're getting a couple of these for free just by picking up this little set. And honestly, I think this is a really nice set. It does have all of the shades that I would consider to be a necessity, and then a couple extra bonuses as well. You guys know I'm a massive fan of Null and Oil, Reikland Flesh Shade, Seraphim Sepia, and Agrax Earthshade. And then all of the others are nice as well. I have used Drakenhof Nightshade, Caraboro Crimson, and Cassandora Yellow quite a bit and always had great results with them. Baleton green is something I use on the regular. I don't have the new gray though. As a matter of fact, I don't have any of the new shades, so maybe I'll be picking this one up myself and I can do a little bit of a comparison, not just the actual size of the containers, as these are smaller than the old shade line, but also the actual quality and how well they actually perform compared to the old ones. As I have heard that there are definitely some improvements as they act a little bit more like a contrast paint and a little less like the traditional shades of Games Workshop. So that is it for this week's official prices. Definitely some cool stuff coming in the way of the pre-orders. And then also we get some nice announcements this weekend from Warhammer Fest. Lots of cool new stuff coming, I'm sure. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that new paint shade set and give those a try. I am really curious as to whether or not I'll be able to notice or appreciate the improvements or changes that they made to the line. So let me know what you're most excited about. Are you finally going to be picking up that Combat Patrol World Eaters? Are you looking to dive into the Warhammer Underworlds? Or is it just time to stock up on some paints and clean up that pile of gray shame? Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. Check them out to save 15% on your pre-orders. And that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm excited to try out some new paints. And I'm glad the World Eaters are finally here. And I'm out of here.